Okay, here I am painting the El Camino to look like that first picture. I didn't start recording soon enough, so I already have it silver. And in the next scene, it is root beer over silver. Of course, I didn't record that part either. I do not know why. It was a long time ago and I don't remember. Off for the door jambs. And just so you all know, if you have oily fingers, don't touch the sticky side of the tape with your fingers, and don't touch the part of the jam that you're going to paint with your fingers. I do not have oily fingers, so I don't have to worry about that. My fingers are as dry as a bone. My skin's always breaking and cracking, bleeding out. Fine line detail. Not quite the same as painting a full-size car. Really concentrate on where the tape goes on these tiny little ones. The littlest bit off, and it makes a big difference. So I got the tweezers right there to help me get everything lined up. I'm painting the jams on the doors too, so I'm taping off all of the root beer so it doesn't get infected with white paint. Down. And I don't know why I didn't do it in screen. I did get the tweezers out in screen though. Sort of. A little bit. And then after the edging tape is on, I just taped off the rest just to make sure the overspray didn't get on the car because I did use an airbrush. So there's not a lot of overspray to worry about. Made a little cocoon to keep the paint in. Tipped it up so overspray would hit the tape. I strained my paint. Now I'm going to paint the white, which is the same white that's on the real El Camino. It's a abalone white, 2023 Chevy, I believe. White base with an abalone pearl over it. I did at least 2 coats. With the white, let it dry. In between, you can see it getting more white on that second coat right there. Because those stripes need to match those stripes. All right, back in a minute. Once again, getting the edge tape in first. Making sure it's where I want it to be. And I'm just laying the X-Acto down on it and then pulling the tape up into the blade. I'm not actually cutting the tape with the X-Acto knife. I would cut the paint if I did. Making sure it's the same side to side. I'm sure this thing took me a full day to paint all the different layers, waiting for it to dry in between. Make sure it's completely dry before you start taping on it. Worst thing in the world is when you tape too soon and you end up pulling up paint. Just right. And I didn't have that side just right, so I pulled it up with the tweezers and got it lined up where I liked it. That corner is perfect. And the same on both sides. Making sure it's the same side to side. So how to use your on a model to see this side versus that side. On a car, you actually have to walk around the whole car and you kind of forgot where the first side looked like when you get to the second side. But on a model, you can just pick it up and spin it around real fast. So you have to have it exact on a model. Taping everything off so I don't get any white on the root beer. Scuff it up. Make sure all the marks are gone. Oh, gray Scotch Brite. Teeny tiny little piece. Tiny little this bit of wax and grease remover. I don't know what that was. Must have sprayed out wrong. There you go. Test it off the surface first. Don't test it on your finished project. I don't know what I was thinking. I wasn't, huh? That's what. This is automotive paint. It's the same paint I used to paint the real car. I'm gonna go through afterwards and chrome the mirrors. It's reduced a little bit more. They're really hard to tape off. And they don't come off, so. Kind of therapeutic just sitting here watching. Make sure you let it dry in between coats and put on enough so it covers. The only thing that wasn't screwed in was the windshield back glass. I think it was glued in. I had to pop the glue loose. Take the doors out. They're in the way of something. Mm. Take it apart again because something I don't know. I must have forgot. Had to put the bumper in first. And now gluing the headlights back in. I lost one. I had to find it later. And there you have it. Very cool looking. Looks just like the big one.